Hey everyone, welcome back to Masterpiece Tarot. I'm Tala, I am the Nerdy Healer, and I wanted to sit down and do a reading for the collective. Just got back from a walk, and I was thinking about a read that I did earlier, and I am somewhat drawn to pull some more on a masculine energy that seems to be coming through a lot in the collective right now. This is somebody who seems to be going through some karma, but he also seems like he's somebody who's learning a lot of lessons right now. He's getting it. And so I don't know who this will resonate for, but I love hearing about people who are ascending. So I wanted to just get some energy on that and see if we can kind of just keep co-creating with this cool energy of a masculine who's transforming. I am going to get one of these message cards first, just see what kind of reading we want to do. We know this is a karmic masculine who seems to be leveling up. So in the last week I've done a couple of reads, and there were two readings where there was rapid transformation for a masculine. In one of them, he leveled up to an Earth Angel. And then in another read, he started out really, really karmic. And by the end, I can't quite recall. I think maybe the last card was an Emperor, or maybe it was a Hierophant. It was close to the end that there was a Hierophant. And so I just wanted to pull some more. I'm just thinking about this energy. I feel inspired by it. So what kind of message, Spirit, would you like to give us today? A message of peace. Okay, I like that. A message of peace. Okay. Yeah, cool. I hear the sirens going. Just started. Okay. Let's see here. I think we'll start with this deck back here. All right, Spirit. I'm going to do a read like the one I did earlier. It was the first time I did it. We have 3 columns. Present column is in the center, past on the left, future on the right. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. I've been going back and forth. Not sure if I want to call the channel Masterpiece Tarot or Masterpiece Alchemy. I find tarot rolls off the tongue a little bit more easily, but I like the word alchemy a little bit better. I think it doesn't have so much connotation. I love tarot. It's wonderful. But alchemy is just, doesn't have any kind of, maybe it does. I don't know. Anyway, okay, Spirit. Thank you for these messages that you are bringing through for us today. Let's get some energy here. Okay, so here's masculine. Currently seeing himself as the 8 of Swords. He's feeling trapped. He's feeling bound. Let's do this column will be an opportunity, 9 of Pentacles, a challenge, the Chariot, and an action to take, 10 of Pentacles. Okay, and in the past, we have a Knight of Pentacles, a 5 of Pentacles, That was the opportunity. A challenge. Strength card. And a 10 of Cups. Action to take. And in the future, how's this masculine seeing himself? The 9 of Pentacles. The challenge, the Sun. Okay. Obstacle, 9 of Swords. And an action, Justice. Wow. Okay, this is going to be a fun read. And remember, this is a message of peace. We're going to think about how we can guide this masculine to cultivate a sense of acceptance, peace, harmony in this challenging dynamic. All right. And, okay, so currently he's feeling a little trapped. He is aware of the situation. He knows he's going through some kind of karmic cycle where it's karmic payback time for something that's occurred in the past. So let's get a little energy on that, Spirit. What can you tell us about this 8 of Swords? His competition. He's defending his position. Okay. Well, he's trying to get out of the fray. He is trapped. There are lots of people who behave in karmic ways. And then there are people who decide, either they decide they don't want to do that anymore, or they never did it in the first place. But in any event, this is somebody who's made up their mind. They're going to get through this. Okay, they might be fighting some inner demons here. But every inch of ground that this masculine gains, he's defending it. All right, that's good. That's great. And why is the 9 of Pentacles here in the challenge position? The 9 of Pentacles. Guys, I am so confused. Did I say opportunity challenge? Yeah. Opportunity first, then a challenge. Okay? Opportunity is first. So the 9 of Pentacles is an opportunity. Okay, so here we have, this is, I think they call this the pre-Empress card. She's single, she's abundant. She is looking for that 10th pentacle. Right? She's built something to a pretty large extent here. Or she has something of value in her hands. So this could be another individual in this masculine's energy, or this could represent him. So let's see what else we got, Spirit. Okay, well, there's an 8 of Pentacles, so we're building. Aha. And then a 9 of Swords. Okay, well, what I'm getting here, the opportunity is, it goes from the 8 to the 9, and we see the masculine working on his craft. He's building, and it's almost as if there's some connection between these two, because it goes from the 8 to the 9. And perhaps he has contributed in some way to the growth of this 9 of Pentacles individual. However, here we see that he is up in his head, sleepless nights, which would indicate that, you know, maybe he has something heavy that he's carrying around with him internally. Could have to do with the Empress. It could just have to do with his own life choices. And I'm seeing here, we're not going to jump too much ahead, but right next to this, on this row, is the Sun. So something's being illuminated to him, I think. So the opportunity here is to face whatever these fears are. Okay. Why is the Chariot a challenge right now for this masculine? The Chariot represents momentum. So somebody has prepared for battle. They've gotten into their carriage or into their chariot. They're all geared up and ready to go. They've got these two sphinxes here. And, you know, this represents sort of the whole self, like the whole, like the unconscious and the conscious. So he's bringing his whole self into this this movement, this momentum. And he's inside of a chariot, which is a structure. I don't think the chariot's actually moving yet. But that structure represents something that he can feel contained within, safe within, and he's taking that structure with him as he moves ahead. So let's clarify the chariot spirit. We have a 4 of cups and a 10 of swords. Okay, so it went from the 9 to the 10. There's momentum. Okay, so I think what's happened is he's rejected something in the past. Okay, and it's led to a feeling of betrayal. He's sort of betrayed himself in some way. And there's momentum now, and this swords is progressing. And above him we have this emperor, this 9 of Pentacles. So there could be a sense that, like, she's going to have this 10th cup, and what he had been rejecting, he might actually like completely lose the opportunity, which would be a sense of self-betrayal, especially if this is, you know, if he's regretting losing her because maybe he didn't see her value before, or maybe he thought he had more time, or maybe he just wasn't seeing things clearly. Because here in the first card, she's got a blindfold on, and there's all this competition, and he might have just been focused on wands, this action, right? So this momentum is like a liability or a challenge here for him. And then in action is the 10 of Pentacles. So that's all of the pentacles. It's as many pentacles as you can have. So the opportunity is to keep building. But let's clarify and see what else we can get for this. We have Temperance and an Ace of Cups. Okay. Well, the Temperance angel is about peace, is about harmony. There's also a sense of healing here. And so what I'm getting is there might be something around abundance, wealth, financial security that is needing to be healed, or that this Temperance angel is helping to heal so that he can have this new start in love. He may be the kind of person who feels like if he doesn't have his financial house in order, he really shouldn't be coming towards a pre-empress or an empress, you know, somebody that he sees as being abundant, being the cat's ass, as one of my friends likes to say. All right, so the action is keep healing the money mindset. Keep healing. If there's a sense of lack, you know, like a lack mentality, heal that. Allow yourself to receive help from the angelic realm, from the divine. Okay, be open to receiving. And I think that being open to receiving is really evident here with this open hand. Holding this cup in your hand, like when you have your palm open like that and facing the sky, you're ready to receive from divine. Receive your healing. Okay, and then we're going to go and look back here at the past. Tell us about the Knight of Pentacles. We've got a Hierophant and a Knight of Cups. So we have 2 Knights and a Hierophant. in the recent past. Or what do we have here, Spirit? 2 knights and a Hierophant. I'm going to pause the video for a sec. I want to plug in my microphone. Actually, I'm not going to pause. I'm going to get up and reach around and try to do it all slick. Just a sec, you guys. Okay. I think we did it. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Let us keep going here. All right. Where were we, Spirit? All right. Recent past. Here's our teacher, and here are his students. 2 knights. Our masculine is the pentacle, and there's another young person who's, you know, possibly a water sign. So we've got an earth sign and a water sign, and, you know, they might be learning from the Hierophant. They might have received some kind of instructions from the Hierophant. They're taking action under the guidance of this Hierophant. What's the opportunity with the 5 of Pentacles? 5 of Pentacles is kind of about lack. These people are, well, in this card there's one individual, but they're like outside of this cathedral, this church. It's cold. She's all bundled up. She's all alone. There's a feeling of, you know, poverty, lack, neediness. So how is this an opportunity? The Emperor and the Hanged Man. Wow, these are a lot of major arcanas coming out right here. Okay. Well, again, the Emperor is like a leader. This is somebody in a position of authority. He looks after people. He's strong. He's stable. He's kind of an anchor. He's also a leader. And what I'm seeing here, I think this card represents the masculine in the recent past, in this lack mentality. And he's thinking about this Emperor. Maybe this is who he aspires to become. But this Hanged Man energy would indicate that, you know, there's an opportunity for this masculine to look at this desire that he has to level up, to have more money, to look at it as an opportunity to shift his mindset. Because, you know, with like the law of attraction, if we don't think we have enough, if we're always striving for more, that's actually a lack mentality. We don't think we have enough. We want more. It's not really a need, necessarily, although in this case it might be. But let's just pretend like this is a masculine who, you know, he's a knight, he's in our collective. So this is more like a fear. This represents a fear that the masculine has. The opportunity is to look at this Sorry, there's a loud helicopter outside. I get distracted. The opportunity is to look at this whole situation from a new perspective. Look at this as an opportunity to shift your mindset and come into, you know, embody abundance. Whether that's, you know, working on your thoughts and your feelings, looking at your choices, your behaviors, how you're spending your time, and also bringing more balance into your life. So if you're really like some people are workaholics, That's just an example. But if you're a workaholic, you might be neglecting other areas of your life. And I think, pentacles are one of 4 suits. We need to be giving and receiving to the other important energies of our lives. So we have wands, which are creativity. We have cups, that represents love. We have swords, and that represents communication, our social interactions, the way we express ourselves through writing and learning ideas. All right, so that's the opportunity for the masculine. Shift the mindset. Get out of a lack mentality. Nothing wrong with aspiring to be an emperor at all. Whoops, wrong cards. Okay, let's get them out of the way so I don't do that again. And why is strength a barrier? Why is strength a barrier for this masculine here in the recent past? This masculine who's leveling up in his life. Oh my goodness, strength clarified by strength. In my last read I had temperance clarified by temperance. And here we have a 3 of Wands. Well, might be a little too much strength, right? This is a feminine, but she's sort of embodying this masculine energy. Like she's taking action, she's overpowering this beast, right? In a way, she's closing his mouth. And I think sometimes, we were just talking about being out of balance. And it could be the case that that's what these 2 strength cards represent. This might be a masculine who's very good at earning money and working hard. But the obstacle might be that there's just too much of it. He's using maybe his masculine energy in a way that's out of balance. Too much. And here with the 3 of Wands, we see somebody looking to expand, looking out to see what's next. Where might he partner? Where might he go next? What collaborations might be in the works? And so the opportunity is to bring that knowledge. The challenge might be that there's too much strength, this imbalance. But the advice here is that as you're expanding masculine, think about bringing more balance into your life. Strength is excellent quality to have. But think about how you can expand in love and creativity and self-expression. Communication, let's say that, communication. And an action to take. Wow, 10 of Cups. Alright, it's cool energy. The action to take in the recent past. So this has happened, this has occurred. I mean, there's really no time here, but an action to take with these energies in mind here on the left. The Fool. Well, there's some irony here, because we were just saying how maybe there was too much strength, but here the action to take is to stay strong, right? This is the wounded warrior, but he is strong. But what I'm really getting here, this 10 of Cups in the literal sense represents like a happy family and everything. But when we're doing inner work, when we're like in a time of solitude or introspection, sometimes what we do is we look at our inner family, like the parts of ourselves that make up who we are, right? And when we do that, we can identify the parts of ourselves that are limiting us, that are keeping us stuck. We can also look to the parts of us that are our strengths. We can really use those strengths. And here with the Fool card, we have somebody who is taking a leap of faith. They're stepping off the cliff. They have no idea where they're going, but look at how cheerful and optimistic and proud he is. He's traveling light. He's got his little bag. He's got a flower in his hand, which is, there's something sort of magical. He has a loyal companion here, his dog. I don't know if you guys can see these cards. He's got his dog. So, what I'm seeing here is the action is cultivate this inner family dynamic. Take some risks. Be courageous. Be strong in what you choose to do. And also, do connect with other people. You know, this happy family doesn't have to be, your family can be however you want to define it. It can be your blood family, it can be your neighbors, it can be people at work, whatever. Your neighbors, whatever you want it to be. But make sure it's happy. I think that's the message here. Make sure it's happy. Make sure it brings you a sense of peace. And here in the future, let's have a look. We've got the Nine of Cups. Alright, so he has all but one of the cups. All but one. Maybe he's looking for a partner. Maybe he's looking for that 10th cup so he can get here to that 10 of cups. In the 3D, in the material. Let's clarify that. The Chariot and the Empress. My goodness, you guys, these cards are intense. Okay. What I'm seeing here is that this masculine, embodying this Nine of Cups energy, he has his eye on somebody. He has his eye on an Empress, and he is preparing to go towards her. He's not there, he's not moving yet, but he's preparing. He has this crown on, and you can see there's a star, and it's kind of like right over his third eye, so he's being guided by his intuition, and it is a star, and so he's also being guided by the divine or the cosmic realms. These two sphinxes here are balanced. They are looking in different directions, and so maybe he's considering his options. He's keeping an open mind. Yeah. That's how he's seeing himself. The opportunity is the Sun card. Happiest card in the deck. This comes right after the moon, and so everything that was hidden has now come to light. The sun is shining, and there's a sense, maybe this masculine is really finally starting to see things clearly. Maybe he's feeling more optimistic than he had in the past. Clearly he wasn't feeling too optimistic there, and that's where he is now. So I think this is something he can look forward to in the near future. It's a feeling of optimism. Like we were talking about, that can be a strength. You know, like staying optimistic, like having a positive mindset. Let's clarify the sun. The sun, you guys, seriously, unbelievable. We have two. In my last reading, I had two temperance cards. This is intense. Holy cow. Okay, The sun is being clarified by the sun. Two of those in one reading, I just cannot even believe it. And they're both majors. And in my last read, they were both majors. Man, sometimes the divine will just be like, yo, I'm here. Yo, what's up? It's like, yo, what's up? Oh, goodness. And here it is again. Okay. All right. I think in the near future, it's going to be very, very clear to this masculine why he's been feeling this way. He's dealing with everything. If you have two suns, I mean, that is like doubly bright. That's like clarity times 2. That's like your third eye is just like blasted open. Your third eye and your crown chakra, or something. It would be like getting download. I don't even know. There's something very powerful about this. It's also given a little bit of twin energy, and there's two of them. There's the strength and the strength, the sun and the sun. He's seeing why he was feeling this way. He's also seeing how he can get himself unstuck. That is the opportunity here, is to use the energy that the sun brings to free oneself from this entrapped position. And that will bring about a real sense of, I think, peace. So use the energy of the sun. Use that positive momentum. And we do have 2 chariots, which is all about momentum. Clarify the 9 of Swords. Here's the same 9 of Swords that we saw here. 1, 2. We do have a lot of pairs of cards here. Okay, we've got a 10 of Wands. And this is the challenge here. Oh my gosh, you guys, Justice. And there it is again, right beneath it. This is intense. This is an intense reading. Okay. I feel like Spirit's telling me this is the energy you should be pulling on. Okay. Well, the challenge is, indeed, he's extremely burdened. Yes, there are lots of positive changes, and a lot of good stuff is happening. But whatever happened back here in the past, which has something to do with the Hierophant and the 2 knights, something that they did, they wound up in a lack. Maybe they acted out of alignment in some way, you know, that left them feeling empty, that left them feeling guilty, that left them feeling just out of balance, like something was off, right? So there is a sense of like a pretty heavy burden. But Justice brings honesty and balance. There's a sense of wanting to find the truth in a situation and then bring balance to a situation. So I'm really seeing here that the barrier is these very heavy emotions that might be difficult to process. But this card kind of indicates that you can approach it in a logical way. You can approach it, yeah, like there might be some logical solutions here. Like that sword of truth. You know, how would a justice wield it? They would, well, they would, whatever they do when they bang their gavel and they make a judgment. Yeah. So I think too with that sword, when we're talking about communication and ideas, it might also relate to practical strategies that you would use to balance the situation. I think a lot of times, at least for myself, I'll speak for myself, I a lot of times think that justice comes from outside of me, that it's somebody else's job somehow to balance the scales. But I actually think that's off. Like there's something about that line of thinking that's not true. Like the truth is, everything's always available to us from within. And so we can bring justice into our own lives. So, like we were talking about back here somewhere about using your strengths, examining your thoughts, reframing your thoughts, so that this doesn't feel quite so burdensome. Using logic to do that. So the barrier is all those feelings, but in there is this opportunity. And I think when we take that kind of positive action, it can lead to feelings of peace within. We're like being proactive, we're working towards our goals are in alignment with what we know is going to make us very happy. Very, very happy. You guys, I cannot with these cards. The Star. Well, that clarifies what I was just saying. There's a sense of healing with the Justice. When you bring in the Justice and you balance the scales, healing happens. And, oh my gosh, you guys, full circle. Look at that. Knight of Pentacles. This is who he is in the beginning of the reading. Unbelievable read, you guys. At the beginning of time, like this, if you want to look at it as time, it's the first card out in the past. This is where we are starting from, and look where we're ending. Which is so interesting. It's so interesting to me that these two cards represent a starting and an ending point. I mean, it's not really, time's not really linear, but I think in this reading, this is significant. This is a synchronicity. What it is his core self is solid. Like who he is has not changed fundamentally. He's always been the same person. He's gone through a lot of stuff here, clearly. So what I'm getting is this masculine that we're reading for in this collective, like it could be lots of you out there, masculines, male or female, doesn't matter, but this is an authentic person. This is somebody who is who they are. Like, they're probably going to be honest, right? They probably have integrity. So, I really hope some masculines see this reading. This is a really incredible reading. I think it does bring a lot of hope and, frankly, peace. This is like, there's so much harmony in this reading, how it's this full circle thing. It's like this harmonious cycle. Like, it's so balanced. It's crazy. I really hope this gets out to some masculines. Let's get like a couple of these and see if there are any other messages Spirit wants to bring through. Step back. You're being asked to step back from your life in order to gain perspective. When you're too close to a situation, it can be hard to make a decision. Span out and view your life from a distance so you can get the perspective needed. Very much this placement here. Very similar, right? This masculine who's in a lack mentality, he's being guided to look at it from a different perspective, and he's trying to make decisions that are going to get him towards his goal, which is to become this emperor. So Spirit's message is take a step back, try to see things from a totally different perspective. It could be like take a trip, mix it up, go someplace new, try something different, Do something you've never done before. Yeah. It's very good advice, especially in the context of this reading. And one more, Spirit. Let's just get one more here. Manifest. I do not think we had the Magician card out, so this is a nice one. You're always manifesting, whether aware of it or not. Manifestation is based on your thoughts, and you're being asked to manifest consciously through positive thinking so you'll attract into your life exactly what you're wanting. All right. Really nice messages, Spirit. Thank you all for listening. Bye for now.